see some action out there. So devoted, yeah, you can feel it now. All you have here makes you rougher. All you have here makes now the lady in her life. All you have here makes you rougher. Yeah, you weapon is all we yours. You're not to give, yeah, you're chopping at the earth. You know where these began, but they're making no way. So devoted, come on, you feel it now. All you have here makes you rougher. All you have here is down the lady in her life. All you have here makes you rougher. I ain't the only weapon.
Hi, ich bin Doris, bin momentan im Club Shanghai in Essen und möchte ein Interview führen mit Chris von Nim Vind. Meine Funktion auf der Tour ist Tourmanagerin und werde jetzt erstmal das Interview führen für die pogOcam. Hi Chris.
How's it going? We already broke rule number 1, which was calling me by my actual name, so that's okay. Continue.
At first, please introduce yourself, everyone who doesn't know Nim Vind.
I was gonna do that there, Dolores. You killed it. No. I am Nim Vind. I am single, happy, from Canada, and on tour. It's going good.
Tell me something about the latest album, Fashion of Fear.
What would you like to know?
Well,
Where it was recorded, what have you, all that stuff. Well, it's weird, it's fast, it's fun, and I like it. And it was produced by me, so I'm extra proud of it.
how did it come to the work with Fiend Records, and who is distributing you guys in Canada?
It's distributed worldwide, I would imagine, by Cargo Records, and how we came to Fiend Force, it was just one of those things where I was just searching around for a label. I talked to a lot of different labels, and I was tired of the whole major label route because it was just too much of a pain in the ass, and I don't feel that most labels care about music or their artists, and I felt that Fiend Force really cared about their music and their artists. And they seemed really dedicated to what I was doing and what I wanted. When I looked up at Fiend Force, no one was telling me what to do. Everything was done my way, how I wanted it. And the artwork was done my way. The sound of the record wasn't changed. And that's what I wanted. I wanted people to get the deal, to get the sound of Nim Vind from me, and not from someone else's version of what it should sound like.
Right. Well, why did you use 5 songs of the Mr.
That's a misconception that a lot of people have. It isn't true. There's nothing from Mr. Underhill was used on Fashion of Fear. Like, all the stuff you hear in Fashion of Fear was recorded for Fashion of Fear. Like the songs like Killer Creature Double Feature, even though they're Mr. Underhill songs, they were Mr. Underhill songs, they're written by Nim Vind, which is me. And so they're my songs, and I felt that I wanted to put them on the Fiend Force record because I knew that a lot of people would get a chance to hear it. I liked the way it was going to be presented to people, and I felt that it would be a letdown for people if they didn't get a chance to have it recorded better and done the way I wanted it. So those songs are Nim Vind songs. Mr. Underhill essentially is Nim Vind. Nim Vind is Mr. Underhill. It was always my band with different people playing in it, and I just felt like doing the same thing that someone like Danzig did when he changed Sam Hain to Danzig, it was for a reason. And when I changed Mr. Underhill to Nim Vind, it was for a reason. Because I like to do what I want, when I want, where I want to, with whoever I want, whenever I feel like it.
Why was your former band called Mr. Underhill? Where's the connection with Lord of the Rings and why? Are you a Tolkien fan?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that book. It's one of the best books I ever read. I'm a big fan of reading. I read all the time. And see, that's the thing. That's another reason why I changed it from Mr. Underhill. Because when I first started Mr. Underhill, it was a real weird, like, psychedelic band. You know what I mean? And when I felt I was going away from that, music was getting a lot heavier and faster and louder, and I just felt it didn't apply anymore, you know what I mean? But I am a big fan of The Lord of the Rings, and I hope everyone who liked that movie reads the book, because you get more from the book than you certainly ever could from the movie, as far as I'm concerned.
So, for the female fans, is there a Mrs. Underhill?
No, and there never will be.
Why not?
Single as it gets. I don't need, I like girls. I hope all the girls come to the shows and hang out with me, but there is no Mrs. Underhill, no Mrs. Nim Vind, and there ain't gonna be, as far as until I die. Maybe someone will marry my dead corpse, but until then, you know, I'm happy being single. Very happy.
Much better.
Get away with more, a lot more when I'm single.
Is there anybody dead or alive you would like to play with? Any idols or main influence, maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to play with Danzig. I'd like to play with The Doors. I'm a big fan of Jim Morrison and his lifestyle. I'm a big fan of Billy Idol. I love The Damned. I absolutely love The Damned. Our label is working on getting us to play with The Damned right now. If that happens, I will lick Thorsten's shoe because I love The Damned. Cheers.
Memories are feeling very stable. Yeah, you know that halfway to madness, the loneliness that gets you down to the stream. You ain't told, but you still don't understand. And you know that sunlight is the trouble you'll find. You're running, you know that it'll change you. Change you all the while at some time. So what you call the teen on top, we'll let you about many times. Yeah, that's what you call when it's hard stuff. You get lost in the memories of. You feel it by yourself.
To touring or playing gigs in general, do you prefer Canada or Europe? Where are the main difference between the audience?
I don't prefer Canada at all. I only play select shows in Canada because I don't. The US as well. I mean, I don't feel that there's a real market for music in North America right now. It just seems like it's undervalued, underappreciated, and there's just not this. The new generation of kids, I don't think, have the same appreciation for music and bands that say the older generation do, simply because they don't know where it all comes from. You know, you have all these fashions and styles are intermingling, and they're all joined together, and they give kids who listen to like the Backstreet Boys with like black eyeliner and goth clothes on. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's cool, but I think that those kids don't care about the music and the styles as much because they don't know where it comes from. They don't know about the Sex Pistols anymore or what went on. They don't, and if they do know about them, they don't really care about them because they weren't, you know, they weren't a part of that counterculture per se. And as far as Canada goes, like, it's a laid-back country and you know, full of a bunch of hippies and stoners, you know what I mean, and Eskimos, and I like it's fun. It's a fun, nice place to live, but I kind of like Europe a lot better because I feel that people here are more passionate about music.
All right. What was your best, worst, weirdest experience during the tour?
Well, there's been a few. Been locked in a few rooms, woken up on a few floors, found myself nearly passed out a few intersections. There's always weird moments. Every show is a weird moment. Every time I walk into a place, I don't know what's going to happen next. You know? And that's the way it should be. That's what's missing from rock and roll now. You had those old bands like Blink Ray and stuff, and this Blink Ray man that would play the worst part of town with guns on their hand, you know what I mean? And like nowadays, it's all too safe. I mean, I don't want to put down the United States and Canada for anybody who checks this out. I mean, I do like the US and Canada, but everything, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's become, the shows have to be so secure and like, you know, everybody's worried about places burning down and people getting shot and stuff like that. The element of like dangerous part of rock and roll isn't allowed to happen there, and I think that's why kids don't care about it as much. In Germany, it seems like you can do whatever you want, you can drink on the street, and there's still those clubs where like you never know what's going to happen next, and that's why I like it. You know, I like that old school way of rock and roll having a dangerous quality to it. You know, and I think that it's becoming more and more difficult in first world countries like North America for that to be allowed to happen. This is too much. It seems like people feel there's too much at stake to really let a band be a band. You know what I mean?
When you feel it now, it's falling apart. People feel it now, when you feel it now, yeah, you're falling apart. People feel it now, when you give up. See you later.
So next thing, how would you call your kind of music, for it doesn't really fit in one genre? And which role does this music in general and your music in special play in your life?
Yeah. It does. It doesn't fit into any genres because I find that just boring. You know, if people want music to get better, and two things have to happen. You know, bands have to care about what they're playing and not just play what they think will get them a record deal. And the labels have to start allowing bands to be the band that they are, and not trying to, and not be so worried about sales that they tell a band, oh, you can't do this, you can't say that, you know, or you can't put these songs on the album because we're worried that people might not get it. It's like, I say, fuck all that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do whatever I want, you know what I mean? And I think bands should do that too. If you're a real artist and real musicians, you wanna play what you wanna play things your way because you got something to say. If you don't have anything to say, what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go pay to see a guy who doesn't care about what he's doing. You know what I mean? Or doesn't have any interest. I wouldn't sleep in some of the places I've slept on this tour if I didn't want people to hear what I have to say, and I don't want to try to sound like someone else. I'm influenced by a lot of people, but I want to do what I want to do. You know know what I mean? I got an imagination and I'm a creative person, and I think that why the hell would I want to sound like someone else, you know what I mean? And why would I say to an audience member, I'm only allowed to play this kind of music and you're only allowed to dress this way at my show? Forget that, man. People can dress whatever they want. I can play whatever I want. Fuck it, you know what I mean? I hope people, you know, see something to believe in when they see me play.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Only one that came out, I never will, but now it's out of the fire. This hour never ends, my friend. Ooh, I'm American, I'm a running scared. Ooh, yeah, no, I'm American, I'm a running scared. Whoa. Hey, let me ask you a question here, motherfucker.
Right. Well, on Saturday you're playing the Undercover of Darkness Festival in Münster.
I've heard, yeah.
With who, and do you rather enjoy playing at a festival or a solo gig?
It can go both ways. The solo gigs are fun because the people that come to the show know your songs, and you can do whatever you want, and they want to hear you. They want to hear what you're doing, and the show is about you. You know, the big shows are cool because there's a ton of people. You know what I mean? But they're there to kind of just check things out. You know what I mean? So both of them are cool. I like them both. They both have the good and bad points. I'm sure the festival is going to be a lot of fun, and we're gonna kick a lot of people's asses all over town.
I hope so.
I do too.
Well, finally you have the last word.
I have the last word.
The last word.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say this to all the people that are checking out new bands and getting into music, and that is get behind a band because the band means something and has something to say. You know, don't waste your time on bands that are just playing for the moment. You know what I mean? Just because a band has a lot of money being given to them to go on the radio and play a certain song doesn't mean you gotta buy it or you have to listen to it. And there's a lot of awesome bands that are playing in your town. Maybe even to like 30 people, you know what I mean? And you know, if you see the poster and it looks cool and you hear about a band that's got something to say, go to that show and support that band, and those bands will be around. If you give up on people that are really trying to make a difference, then there won't be anybody trying to make a difference, and you'll be stuck with shitty fucking bands to listen to all the time, and that would be a horrible reality for all of us.
As an example?
An example? Well, of a terrible band that's out there wasting everyone's time. I can give you a zillion examples of just getting me into trouble. You know, turn on the radio. There's probably 20 in a row that would be a good example. A good example of some smaller bands would be check out the label we're on. You know, check out the bands that are touring on there. You know, check out bands like Balzac. Check out bands like Demented Argo. Check out bands like The Deep End. Check out bands like Nim Vind. Go to the Bauhaus tour. You know what I mean? There's even bands like Bauhaus coming out that aren't on a big label that have stuck to what they want to do, you know what I mean? And they're out there and they're playing, you know what I mean? Those are the big side of it. Those are the big bands that aren't on the radio. But it shows you that you can. That's what I tell any kid in a band. You can survive on music and you can have a music career and you don't have to sell out to do it, you know what I mean? You can be as cool as me if you stick to what you're doing. But you better be able to drink because that's the only thing that's going to get you through it. Cheers. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.